Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. Y'all already know what this is, right? Welcome in to today's Friday, y'all. Today is Good Friday. So I'm welcoming you all in. Today is another episode of video cliff notes for entrepreneurs. And so I'm so grateful, I'm thankful that you're able to stop through, even if it's not for during the live time, stopping through just to even watch the replay. I'm doing this for myself also, but I realized, you know what? The information I'm gaining can also help other people, right? So these are the same things that we need to do for our regular everyday development, and that will help us to just continue to reach for success. And that's why I'm here today. Video cliff notes for entrepreneurs. Now, I know it's Good Friday. Some of y'all probably are in services all around this world, celebrating our Easter holiday coming in, if that's something you celebrate. If not, it may just be Friday night and you're out with your friends. But whatever the case, if you do join in, I truly appreciate it. Let me know that you're here. Drop that you're here on a replay. Let me know what city and state you're chiming in from. Also, drop your business. That's the thing, is sometimes we miss out on opportunities that we can be able to connect with another person, right? We have to consistently be able to share our services, our talents, our skills, our hobbies. Even if we are just an influencer, we don't actually have products. Maybe you have a site that you are cultivating, right? You're growing information that may be inspirational. Some of it is just really funny. I don't know if you all have seen some of the pages out here, and they have all these different memes, and sometimes they just cross your screen, and you just happen that you might be working, you see the little meme pop up, and it just makes you laugh. Well, that is still something that's so valuable, right? They brought a laugh to somebody's face. So that's why I'm here, just to be able to share little information and tidbits like that. Like, no matter what it is, just do it big. And I'm saying that because that's what the chapter was about. Chapter 9. Today we're going over chapter 9 and 10. The book, The One Thing. Author is Gary Keeler. And so they also have a website. The One Thing is with the number one, the one thing .com. And they have some resources over there. So y'all be sure to go ahead and drop by and see what they have that you may be able to use. But yeah, so chapters 9 and 10. So we're talking about being bad and big, both of them, right? So when you hear the word big and bad, I mean, so much comes to my mind, right? Y'all remember as a child, I don't know if you all have heard the story, Little Red Riding Hood, and then who is the most memorable person? Yeah, of course, it may be, Little Red Riding Hood, but then the ultimate person in there was the villain, and the villain was who? Y'all remember? The villain was, yes, I know some of y'all know this, the big bad wolf. You see, big and bad. But so we associate sometimes that being big and being bad, like it has now kind of been entered in our mind, even sometimes as a child, that was something bad, right? That it's not good. I'm sorry, I'm trying to say. So being big and bad may not be good, but there's some opposites in there that we have to like readjust, and that's the thing, is about always about shifting our mind to really understanding how to apply things, right? So it's a, yeah, big can be bad and bad can be big, right? So a big opportunity sometimes is better than what a small one. So in that sense it's good, right? But then they said like a small problem is better than a big problem, right? So it can go both ways. Even when you think about it, saying, okay, what if I have a really big laugh? I talked earlier about laughing, and I said, okay, if you have a big laugh, it's also coincidental to having a small cry. So, that's where we're looking at it. Well, okay, which one is good or bad? It's not really a good or bad to it. It just depends on the circumstance. And so, big and small at the end of the day go hand in hand. That's really all it boils down to. It goes hand in hand. And so what we have to really consider in there, then what is the ultimate issue? Where what forms this opinions about, big and bad, right? Well, the thing is about when we look at it, sometimes that big success. Even I was just talking to someone this week and they were like, you know what? I'm just scared of the success. I have a fear about success. And you would think, well, why should you have fear about success? But so many people do. So don't think like you're, any different. So many people have a fear of success because it can carry a extra stress when you think about it. And you're like, well, what if something does work out for me? How is it that this is going to affect my life? Is this going to be where it's going to cause me to have more time away from my family, or from things that matter the most? It's whether, is it more responsibility? Is it something that, um, may cause, just something else to come up that you just don't know. Some of it is just, I don't know what may come up, so I'm still afraid of it. And so those are the things that causes us to really fear being big. Right? And I have a sister girlfriend, right? In one of my circles, right? And so she always like, you are big. You're gonna be big. And I was like, really? She was like, yes. She was like, that's for you. You're going to be big because just who you are. And so, of course, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what that means. That sounds really heavy to carry, And so that's what sometimes causes us to be afraid and doubt. And that's what chapter 9 was talking about. All of this is about the thinking, about even some of the words. And that's why, like earlier in the book too, they talked about some of the things that we learned that we think were right. It may have a different definition based on the circumstances. So sometimes we have to unlearn and relearn it. Also, we have to apply and maybe unapply and then reapply, right? With a different mindset about different things. So at the end of the day, I'm always going to tell people go big, right? I've always had big thinking. And that's a good thing, really, to have big thinking and to think things out. They even brought up a story about who is it? Is the gentleman who created Hotmail, right? His whole idea was to grow a huge business. That's what he wanted to do. He hadn't even developed the product yet. And so then he developed that product, and y'all, look what he ended up doing. He created a product that Microsoft bought. They bought Hotmail from him. And in 2011, he ended up being the most successful webmail service company around in the world, all from this idea that he thought big even before he even was there. And that's the thing, is sometimes we have to continue to really cultivate that the thinking that we have and not go small, right? If we have this huge idea, now it's about finding those one thing and how to singularly focus in to be able to attain the things so they don't seem, each task doesn't seem so huge. And so that's where, that when the whole book, of course, is all the different areas that we have to really focus in on the one thing to try to be able to achieve the success that we really want, not that other people have defined for us. And so, we have to not be able to create artificial ceilings. And that's what so many of us have done, just because we put these caps because somebody else might have said, oh, that's too tough, or that looks, too, I'll say, too daunting of a task, right, to complete, or it has too many different layers. So we're like, okay, well, let's take this off. Let's not do this. But no, but that was your original idea. It's your idea. It wasn't their idea. So why are they gonna think about it like you? They're not. You are unique, right? You come up with your own ideas. And so we have to be relentless with the things that we come up with and really stay focused. And it may be where nobody else will understand it. They may never understand the ideas that you have because they're uniquely created by you. And so even the steps sometimes that need to take place, may not necessarily be completely laid out because nobody else may have never done it. So there's no path for you to follow. And I think that's where some people get overwhelmed because they're like, okay, well, how do I do this? Well, the how, maybe you have to actually create this how, right? And so that's where, well, then how do you create something that you've never done before? So now that's where you go into, well, what does it make up? What do I need that will make up for what it is that I need to do? So somebody else may have done something or similar, and you may look at, okay, well, they did this, and I need to just maybe do it a little bit better or a little bit bigger. So also go back and study what that person has done. And then you apply the things in there that apply to you and what you need to do. Now that continues to move you forward where you're not stuck. You don't just totally give up. And so that is about just continuing to build. So once you keep continuing to build upon one day after another day, one thing after another thing, then you are now getting closer to whatever that goal is that you have. And that's really what it boils down to at the end of the day. And so in they also mentioned, you remember, the story, was it oh, Hogsworth Academy. Y'all know the book. JK, I can't think of her last name, but she envisioned them being at Hogsworth for 7 years before she even wrote chapter one. So that's the thing. You have to think big. And sometimes you think about the whole process before you even start back at the smaller step, versus then just say, oh, I'm going to wing it and I'm going to figure this out or whatever, which, hey, that can work for some people as well. But go ahead and think it all the way through, no matter how big it is. Right. And so that's really what really, like I said, chapter 9 is about, studying the people that we need to study so that we can follow what it is, because it's not necessarily copying anything. It's You're not even copying what they did. You're really copying or looking at the habits that they have. The habits is really what makes up the people. It's not about the material stuff that they gain. It's not even about the information. But what habits do they have that you can have and apply into your life and into the path that you are creating that's going to help you to be able to get there. And it's not about a race, it's just about finishing. Okay. So the thing is, life, number one, can sometimes make us feel like it's out of balance, which is actually normal. That's what I'm learning. It's normal to actually be out of balance because you can't focus 100% and equally on anything. There's always going to be something that's going to continue to teeter totter, but you have to know now when to pull back those reins, right? Pull back those reins and get control over those different areas. So when things get too far, this way, then you be like, okay, it's time to rebalance and pull it back up, and then sometimes it goes like this. So that's just life. Life is going to continue to do this, teeter totter. Okay. That's normal. When it gets here, that's when really, if there's no movement, you're not moving, right? So we want to keep it moving. So chapter 10 also was like about when we talk about carrying a lot of things. And I know some of us, it feels so stressful when we have so much on our plate. So how do you unload this plate, right? How do you get these out? How do you not break all these eggs? We putting all these eggs in a basket. Well, they say it's not the how many baskets, it's necessarily how many eggs we're putting in one basket. And the more eggs you put in one basket, then that's what causes the more of a risk for them to break. And so now it's figuring out how much can we really hold, and then how to hone down in making it less cumbersome. So if a task is too hard, what my mentor always says, so if the work is too hard, you have the wrong tool, right? And if the work is still too hard, then you have the wrong strategy. And most of the time it's because we don't have the right strategy. So even now, reading this book is a part of a strategy of personal development, right? Learning how to apply new things, learning how to rethink, in a different manner. And so those are the things. Sometimes does it take time to do this and prepare and read? Yes. Could I be creating funnels and building people's websites during this time? Absolutely. Right? But I'm committing because I have to be able to um reshape my time now also to be able to do more things. And so I was getting to the point where it's like, oh my gosh, I never have enough time. I'm too busy doing this and that. Well, then there has to be a better way, right? And so this is also learning what is that new way? What is the new strategy that I need to be able to apply and how to do it? So the thing is, the how is by sometimes doing this personal development work, and you're learning how to do it. How do I reshape this? How do I carry this load of things so that it doesn't feel so exhausting and it doesn't wear me out? And so that's what we're doing, and that's what I'm here to do is share what I'm learning. So I thank you so much for being able to stop by. Thank you, Becky, for stopping by. I am going live actually on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube all at the same time because I wanted to be able to get this message out to as many people, even if it's just one person, even if it's just me. I'm happy to be able to do that. So I just thank you all so much for just spending that little bit of time. Even if it was 1 minute you stop by and just say hello, hello. Hi, Will. Yes, all is well. I'm so glad you're here over here. And that's my TikTok family. Um, and my Instagram family as well. Thank you so much. I see Teresa was in here. Thank you so much. Much love. Good evening to you all too on Good Friday, wherever you are in this world. I say when the sun is on. I don't know why I always say instead of saying the sun is up, I'll be like, yeah, the sun is on. So my sun just went off. So I am going to step out and enjoy a little bit of the air, I guess, for the day. I have been cooped up working on websites all day long. Like I literally didn't even see outside today. So I'm gonna probably run out for dinner. But I just wanted to stop by and just share today chapters 9 and 10. I'll be back, even though it's a holiday weekend, y'all. I'm committed. I'm gonna be here again, and I try to jump on between like 8 and 8:15, 8:30. I try to do it right at 8, but sometimes I'm in transition, so I'm trying to get back to my computer. But thank you all so much for stopping by. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Y'all know I don't like to hold y'all too long and just chit chatter. We're about business. We're about reaching our goals, and that's what I want to hear. Remember, drop your name, drop where you're from or you're connecting from. Let us know if you have a business, even if you have an idea, even if it's just a hobby right now. Let me know what it is. What is it that you have right now that you're trying to build, you're trying to grow, and maybe we can all be here to be able to support and give you help you with that next step. So that's what we're here to do, help and support one another, especially as entrepreneurs, because being an entrepreneur can sometimes feel super lonely, and it doesn't have to be because there's so many people out here who want to see you win. I want to see y'all win. That's what I'm saying. Go big. This is it. This is it. This is your time. No more waiting. No more hesitating. So, no, I want to hear what is your progress? What's that one thing that you can do even today or tonight, even if it's just writing something down? I'm going to write down one idea. You can just you can send it to me, message me and say, this is my one idea, or DM me, however, whatever the case is. Or if you have something that you want to start doing, if you say, you know what, I want to read this book too with you, hey, let's do it. So let's all work together and help each other out. Love you all. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful, amazing weekend. And I will see you all again tomorrow evening. All right. Love, peace, and hair grease. Good evening to my TikTok people. Thank you. Thank you for the love, for stopping by. And thank you